Welcome back to the Camera Junkie. Today I've got a couple of lenses I want to talk about. Now this is on the Micro Four Thirds 43 Rumors website, talking about a couple of lenses. Now we'll get into talking real quick about a couple of lenses that are some of my favorite that I don't currently own, but I definitely is next on my list to own, and that is the Sigma 16mm 1.4. I've owned that lens a few times in the past, and it has been one of my all-time favorites. Currently, my favorites probably are this actually Samyang 12mm for the Sony system. I liked it so much I actually picked it up for the Fuji system as well. So I've got two of those. This is 12mm f2 right here. So these lenses we're talking about today are a 20mm and a 14mm f1.4. Now, why are these? Now, this is on the 43 Rumors website, and now I'm thinking that I can't see them just coming out with one for Micro Four Thirds only, and not Sony, and not possibly Fuji, not possibly, I doubt Canon EFM, maybe even L-mount. That could be a possibility. So I mean, I'm really hoping that they do. You know, it'd be kind of nice to see this come out for Nikon as well. And I mean, I know Canon, there's a big all this stink about Canon not accepting third-party manufacturers, which I think is a really dumb move. And I think a lot of people also believe that, agree with that too. Having these lenses for Canon, I'm a huge fan, like I said, the 16mm. I also want to get probably the 56 or even the 30 for my Fuji camera, Fuji X-H2S, because I think, you know, those are gonna be really nice portrait lenses, and I really like that camera for photography as well. You know, my FX30, I don't really care so much about the photography. That's a video camera. It's gonna be used for video pretty much exclusively. Now it does sort of take photos. It does take photos, but it's not really something. I didn't buy that camera for photos. I bought it for video, and I'm shooting today on the Sony A7C with my 12-24 f4 lens. This is gonna be my primary camera for this channel because I like to take those other ones out and actually use them. This one's just set up here. I'm not really using this camera much. I do intend to get the Sigma 24-70 f2.8 for this channel specifically, so that I can run this channel off of that camera. But back to these. So 20mm f1.4 for a crop sensor isn't all that exciting to me personally, because I think you're looking at Micro Four Thirds, you're looking at 40mm, and aps-c you're looking at 35. Now I understand why that's like that, or sorry, not you're looking at 30mm. So I understand kind of why those come out, why a 30mm and a 40mm lens, fast primes. So for like photography and things like that, you could do some sort of portrait, environmental portraits a little bit, kind of thing like that. And that's a good 35mm is a good length for that. But for me, I don't personally think I would use that. But the 14mm just does sound quite interesting. It might be just a little bit too narrow for what I like. The reason I like these 12mm is because I can turn, on the FX30, I could turn on the max stabilization on there, and I got still plenty of field of view on that. I'm still happy with that. Same with the Fuji camera. I can do the same thing. I can turn on the max stabilization and I can shoot with no issues. So I'm thinking 14 is just a little bit too narrow. But for something like this, a 14mm. I mean, where are we at right now on this? We're at 18. Here's 14. Now I got my mic in the thing, so I think shooting at 18 is where I'm usually at. So there you go. Granted, I would turn on probably max stabilization. I don't have that option in this camera. It's just aps-c, or sorry, it's just IBIS, which I don't really use this camera for anything other than this channel now, A7C. But a 1.4, 14mm 1.4 could be very interesting. It's gonna be an aps-c, so you're looking at more like 21. You're gonna be right here on that, a 21mm on an aps-c camera. So that's gonna be kind of nice. Now you're looking at also, a 28 on a Micro Four Thirds. I'm kind of hoping this doesn't come. Like, I understand why this is on the Micro Four Thirds channel page, because you've got Olympus, whatever they are now, OM Digital. Those guys have a bunch of new cameras coming out. Micro Four Thirds, you've got the GH6 that just came out, beautiful camera. Camera I'm somewhat interested in, but not really, just because it's so hard. Like I said in the past video, it's hard to get Panasonic gear here in the Philippines. It's you just don't see it much. I go to all the camera stores once a month. I go down to Manila just about once a month. I go down to Manila, go to North EDSA, and you go into Ayala, Trinoma, and the SM North EDSA, and I go to the camera stores that are there, and very rarely do I ever see any kind of Micro Four, any Panasonic gear there at all. Now I've seen some down in like the Greenbelt area of Manila, and I've seen some in MOA, Mall of Asia, but I don't see any much in those places. They always have like a little sign in there that says you can order the Panasonic S5, and I was like, okay, so they don't have any in stock? No, they don't have any in stock, but you can order it. And I was like, well, I don't really want to order it. So, but anyways, new Sigma lenses. I'm always excited about new lenses coming out. I'm always excited about new camera gear coming out. That's why I call this channel the Camera Junkie. You know, it's because I like camera gear. I mean, you can see, you know, it's not a huge collection, but we're getting there. So yeah, Sigma. Like I said, this says they're Micro Four Thirds. It says new Sigma patents disclosed the design of two new MFT lenses, 20mm and 14mm f1.4. Like I said, this is probably going to be for, you know, everybody else too. Over here on the Fuji rumors, I've got a new rumor as well. The Sigma 18-50 that's been out for aps-c for a while, for Sony cameras for a little while now, coming out November 14th, so that's actually tomorrow. So we'll be having a new Sigma fast zoom 18-50mm. Nice little walk around kind of kit lens, do it all lens. Not everything, not a jack of all trades, but or even a master of any. But you know, be a really nice lens if you're on a Fuji system. I'm kind of somewhat interested in this lens for both my systems, both the Sony and the. But I'm kind of working on a FX3 rig right now, which I'll show you once it's finally built. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank y'all for watching. A couple of new Sigma lenses coming soon. I like Sigma lenses. Some of my favorite lenses are Sigma. 16mm 1.4 obviously is my favorite. I've had that lens for my G9 Micro Four Thirds. I've had it for Canon M50. I've had it for Sony A6400, but I've not had it for the Fuji, so I'm gonna probably be getting it for the Fuji. So I've actually soon possibly have had all four of them. So, and then, you know, we might be getting a 14mm. So who knows? We'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.